you're new, you should definitely stick around. And I was like, that is so nice of you to say. So thank you. Yeah, you're saying your favorite artist, Citrus Friend. Girl in Red. Wow, we had Girl in Red come on the show last week or 2 weeks ago. All of the days. Oh, thank you, Anna. All of the days are running together for me at this point. But I'm very glad to see. Yeah, we had her on. Conan Gray, we've had on the show.
Yeah.
I love King Princess. Oh my gosh. I'm glad that you guys are saying a lot of people that we've had on here. So I'm like, ooh, this is even more of a reason for you all to stay, because clearly we're doing things that you all like. We had Ash Nico on here. Someone said Ash Nico. Oh my gosh, thank you.
I'm gonna have to look up Lovejoy. I'm seeing Lovejoy.
Wait, Lovejoy.
I haven't heard of them.
Lovejoy. I think I have one. No, never mind. Who am I thinking of? I feel like I have one song. I thought. Oh, is Carson just subscribed? Thank you so much for the sub. Yeah. We appreciate you. Wait, someone said MXM Tune. We had MXM Tune on the show. This was a while back. All of the days blend together. The Offspring we've had on the show. I can't tell if you guys are saying people that you know that we've had on the show, or if you guys are just saying people and then it's just a pleasant surprise when I say we had Ricky Montgomery. Whoever said Ricky Montgomery. But this is good to know. Yeah, Carly, we had them. I don't know which one you're saying what to. Water parks, we've had them. Oh, Bray Michael. Hello, Bray Michael.
I feel like you're like a salesman. You're like,
yeah.
Water parks, we've had them.
We've had them. We've got them. We've got them. Anxiety at the coffee shop just subscribed, and also I get it because sometimes the way that cold brew hits you. Woo, goodness gracious. Chloe and Hallie, K. Simone Barr. They were my favorite album of 2020. Hank Meldrum, hello. They were my favorite album. Ungodly album I put as my number one album of 2020 because, thank you, Bailey, because the production on that, oh my goodness. This is another song recommendation for whoever was like listening to songs very, very quickly. After I said them, listen to the song Royal by Chloe and Hallie. You will transcend. It is a beautiful song. So highly recommend. Okay, reading from the chat, and yeah, guys, keep them going. Listen to Unpopular Boyfriend by Cavetown and Petrify. Oh, yep, Conan Gray, as I said, we had them. Tones and I, let's see, so we're half, okay. You all, is it lagging? Wait, Hermit the Frog. I don't know if you're talking about the, whatchamacallit, the Marina and the Diamond song, but big fan. Anyway, chat, I really love your enthusiasm, and I'm so glad and I appreciate you all being here and being so patient, because it is the moment that you all have been waiting for. I know a lot of you have been super excited for our second guest of the day, and I saw so many people in the chat talking about them yesterday and today all day. He's joining us for a live performance ahead of a new project that is dropping tomorrow, which is super exciting. And we're gonna hear all about that. So chat, please drop some emotes. Get excited to welcome Cavetown. Hi, how are you?
Hello, I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you so much for joining me on the stream.
No worries at all. Hi, everybody.
I don't know, can you see the chat?
I have it up, yeah.
Okay, because people are very excited, and they have been excited for you all day and also yesterday too. So I'm just really glad that we can finally, wow, it is blowing up. So I'm really glad we can finally have you on. This is gonna be great. I wanted to start out just asking, how has the last year been for you? How are you doing? What has it been like on the last year? And then also just, being here on the live stream, creating music. How have things been going?
Pretty rubbish, to be honest. I think everyone's had a pretty rubbish year. For various reasons, obvious reasons, but yeah, I think things are starting to kind of get back on their feet again, and I'm kind of getting into the swing of old life and stuff, like when I used to actually do things, which is nice. And yeah, exciting stuff is happening, like my album and stuff. This does feel very foreign to like be in an interview, because it's been so long, so I am quite nervous. But you seem very nice. I don't think I need to be scared of you.
No, you definitely do not. I get really excited from the chat sometimes, but you do not need to be scared. It's going to be super chill. We're just chatting, it's just us. But I can imagine. I mean, obviously, the last year has just been a nightmare for most people, but you have a project coming tomorrow, which is really exciting. And it's also amazing that you were able to put together a project given everything that's been going on. What was it like putting that together and working on that?
It actually was kind of came pretty naturally, I think. I think when bad stuff happens, it kind of works in my favor because then I have like content to write about. And yeah, I feel like the best songs kind of come out of like bad experiences. So I had like a lot to get off my chest this year, and that I do that through music. So I ended up kind of channeling that into the EP that's coming out tomorrow.
What's your writing process usually like?
It's like all over the place, really. I either just like have no motivation to do anything, or it's all I think about. Like I can spend like days on end just like writing, and then I just lose interest for a bit. So kind of motivation strikes at random times, so it's difficult for my manager, but we've been keeping it going. So yeah,
I like that, because I was gonna ask, is it the type of thing where when you're out and about, you kind of things hit you and then you're like, I need to write right now, or is it like I'm sitting down to write and this is my period of time? And is that the approach that you took to this new project?
It tends to not work if I just am like, I'm gonna sit down now and write a song, because I can't choose to write a song. The song kind of writes itself. It feels like it just falls out of my brain. So yeah, it definitely is more like I'll get inspiration when I'm just sitting there, or like if I see something, and if I'm not in a place to like pick up my guitar, I'll make a voice memo and like just to remind myself for later. And then elaborate on it. Yeah.
We love a voice memo, and I bet yours are really nice too. So can you tell me a little bit more about the project coming tomorrow? Like, what's the title of it, and what would you say is, well, without giving too much away, because I know that obviously we have to wait till tomorrow, but what would you say is kind of the theme or the approach you took when you were thinking of what you wanted it to be about and the message you wanted to send?
Well, it's called Man's Best Friend. I kind of accidentally started to create like a running theme of dogs in the album, so I just ran with it. I really kind of, especially over quarantine, have just like looked at. I love animals, like
do you
as
have
it
a pet?
is, but I've looked at. I have some cats. Yes,
I'm a big cat person.
You are?
Yes. Wait, what are your cats? Sorry, just quick pivot really quickly. What are your cats' names, ages, just...
I have, everyone will know. Yeah, Figgy. We got Figgy. He's a famous boy. He's a very special guy.
Oh, honey.
He's a Devon Rex, so he's like a kind of sphinx-looking cat, but he's got like short curly fur, and he's really hyper, and so lovely, so clingy. And I've got Juno as well, who's just like regular cat, but she's polar opposite to Fig. She's like really polite and gentle and doesn't really want to be touched, but she's like respecting people and stuff. Yeah.
That is so cute. One of my best friends, who is actually in the chat, Dr. Who Bandit, his cat is named Juno, and so I have a special affinity for this pair. That is so cute. Oh my gosh, that's adorable. Okay, sorry, had to ask about the cats. But anyway, continue with what you were saying. You love animals, and there's a theme of dogs throughout the project. So there's a theme of dogs throughout the project, not cats.
Yeah, it just was accidental. I love dogs as well. But I guess it worked out because over lockdown and stuff, I've just found myself like getting so jealous of animals because they just don't know what's going on. And they have they're just
time.
Like, yay, my humans are around more. And they're just having a good time and vibing. So I kind of wanted to like put that energy into at least like the aesthetic of the album itself. Like the songs don't really encapsulate that, but they're like a few like lyrics that mention dogs, and in the music video for "You're Gonna Wish You Believe Me," I'm rescuing a dog and stuff like that. So
Ooh, that's actually my favorite song of yours. So I'm.
Is a moth, sorry.
Oh, no. You are fine. I 100% agree with what you had to say about animals because I look at my cat sometimes and I'm like, look at you. Don't pay rent. Just kind of sit around. He's just chilling all the time. I would love to just be that way. But I love that. And when it comes to when you're sitting down to make a song, when it comes to like production of the song and just in general, where do you start with that? Do you just kind of play chords, or do you go into it with this is the kind of the sound that I want for this project and I want everything to mirror this?
Yeah, usually I tend to like almost kind of hear in my head what I want it to sound like. And I'll record the chords first and then sing like lead vocals over it, and then just build on that. I've been using the same like software for a while, so I'm quite like familiar. Like I know like I'll hear a sound, I know exactly how to make it, which is really cool. Yeah.
Nice. How do you feel like you've grown as a as a producer? Because I know you came from a really musical family and you grew up kind of playing instruments and singing in your church. Can you kind of talk a bit about your musical background and how you feel like you've grown since then?
Yeah. I've always been around music, and my parents have been really great in kind of nurturing me as I kind of explored what kind of music I wanted to do. And I played a few different instruments and stuff, and I guess guitar just stuck because it's so easy to like write songs and play guitar. Obviously, people do that a lot rather than like violin or whatever. That would be cool though if I ended up being like a violin singer, but
hey, not too late.
Not. I gave up at like grade 2, but yeah, I just kind of. I kept to myself a lot in school. Like I didn't really kind of have many friends, and so I just kind of because I didn't really care to have friends. I guess I just wanted to make music, and I kind of have put all my eggs in one basket from the start, and just it just makes me happy, and it's helped me to kind of express things that I'm struggling with and stuff, and yeah.
Do you feel like you do anything differently now when it comes to making music, especially given how successful you've been, than you used to when you were first starting out?
I try to keep it the same. I try to keep it as authentic as I can, and especially with this EP, I feel like it's been the most authentically created, and like it feels the most natural feeling process in a while, maybe since Lemon Boy, just because like between then and now, like it's been great, but touring and stuff and writing an album at the same time doesn't feel very comfortable, so that had its downsides in terms of the music. But now that like I've been at home and just kind of back in my like home setup and stuff, and it's just been easy to kind of feel more like myself again. Like, so I try and do things as the same as possible because it works. So why kind of change anything? But the only thing that's different is that I guess I'm probably a bit better at producing than I was when I was like 13. So, yeah.
Well, you talked about touring and writing music, which I'm sure seems like it takes a lot. But do you hear differences in terms of your sound and also your lyrics for projects that you made in the years previous and now, given that now you were at home for such a long period of time and there's a lot of time to just kind of be by yourself and think, and also the world was shut down for so long?
Yeah, I mean, basically anything I'm going through will kind of come out in the music, and I think I did kind of use the music to kind of like express my stresses around touring and stuff, as well as like the good things. But yeah, it definitely, I found myself kind of feeling like I had to force songs out a bit more on tour just because I was so distracted by everything going on. And so I definitely feel a lot prouder of like what I've made in Man's Best Friend, because I've like had time to actually make it like my baby, and not force things out that don't feel natural.
But also, you've put out like quite a few full-length projects over the years, which is really amazing. Like, what's your process for putting together how long does it usually take you? How long I'm not going to make you go through each one, but how long do you feel like you've gotten quicker at it? Or what's usually your process when you're like, okay, I'm going to sit down and make a full-length project? Is it more like I have a bunch of songs, I'm going to put them together? Or is it like, I want this to be the theme and this is where I'm at in life and this is what I'm going to do from here?
It really kind of like decides itself along the way. I kind of can't really commit to one thing. I just write, and usually it is the case of just like, I have enough songs for an EP and let's make it an EP now. It just kind of a meaning for it kind of comes as it's created. I really admire people who can like write a whole album around like one storyline or whatever, but I really just like, if I tried to do that, I would just like lose interest in it and want to do something else, you know? So just kind of let it happen.
Exactly. Well, I feel like that's what fans like about your music, is that each song genuinely sounds different and you're coming at it from a different angle, and I think that's fun. So it doesn't have to be all one theme anyway. How differently do you feel like you approached this body of work compared to like your self-titled or Lemon Boy or all of these earlier points? Like, what points were you at in life then versus now that kind of informed that difference?
Well, back then I was in school and I was like figuring myself out and stuff, and that's where a lot of like really important songs to me came from, like This Is Home, that has like really touched a lot of people, and it's like crazy how much that's taken off. But I definitely like listen to those, and kind of it takes me back to like a really dark time, but it's also kind of beautiful to see like how much light it's created years on and stuff. I kind of lost track of the question. Sorry.
Oh, no, that is fine. I was just asking, kind of like, when you look back at your old songs, how differently do you approach things? Because you were at different points in your life when you did all of these projects, and you have so many. I'm sure it must be wild to kind of look back at your life through music in a way.
Yeah, it's wild. I feel like, because I find it hard to like relate to myself, like my past self, and so music is just kind of the one thread that's been there the whole way, and so kind of when I'm able to listen back to my old music, it kind of, it feels very grounding and like nostalgic, and it's like, that's me, I went through that, that's cool, now I'm here and it's different. So I wouldn't say that anything much has really changed about like my process of writing stuff. It's been pretty consistent.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And how have you adjusted to, I know you started off kind of doing covers on YouTube and you really built a presence online in an online community. What's that been like for you dealing with, I mean, obviously everyone, shout out everyone in the chat, feel free to drop in questions if you have any, but you know, people really, really love your music and they really resonated with people. What's that been like for you, starting out making music kind of for yourself and at home, and then having it hit with so many people?
It's been like amazing. It's been like everything under the sun. It's been overwhelming and like exciting and stressful, but like, yeah, overwhelmingly just really positive and amazing, because yeah, like I said, I was kind of a lonely kid, and it's like I feel like I have like, I don't know, I feel there's just like a bunch of people have been like drawn together because of something that came out of like a lonely kid's head, and so it's like really, it's kind of confusing as well. So but yeah, I feel like I'm never going to get used to it, but it's definitely like a massive blessing.
Yeah, and I really love your fans too. Like your community, like everyone is so positive. They've been here the whole hour and a half, just kind of sending really nice messages, and I'm like, oh my goodness gracious. And so many of them also said that they've been so inspired by your music as well, which I think is really, really nice. And sending positive vibes. But also, you know, I was reading a lot of interviews that you've done, and somewhere I read that you had talked about wanting to keep like a homemade, raw kind of vibe in your music, which I thought was really cool. And I feel like your music feels very approachable when you listen to it, and it feels like I'm with you while you're singing, even though that sounds weird, but it just sounds like you're right there. Can you kind of talk about your approach to making music like that?
That's really sweet. I'm glad that you took that from it. That's like perfect. That's what I want. Yeah, I guess I feel like some of it kind of has like parallels with like ASMR almost, like things feeling really close to your ears.
Yes.
I love doing that. I sing very close to the mic. I like having like little details that kind of appear in like the stereo space. And I think mostly I just kind of make what I want to hear, and like what I pick up on stuff from like artists that I listen to, and kind of take inspiration from like interesting things that they've done. And yeah, my music is just kind of a mashup of like everything I've come across, I guess. Yeah.
What have you come across? Like what music do you feel like inspires you, or what's the music that you hear that makes you kind of feel like, oh, like maybe I'll try something like that, or something, you know, it kind of like speaks to you?
I definitely get very inspired by like homemade stuff, like DIY sounding like really rough, because I'm really like perfectionist about my production, and I feel like it has to sound clean but also a bit DIY, and it's like hard to find a balance. And to be able to like listen to people's music where they've just like recorded it on their phone, or like it just sounds really, really rough and stuff, it kind of reminds you that it doesn't matter how you produce it, like people listen to the song for the song itself. And that kind of encourages me to just have fun with it. Like there's no rules. Yeah.
Exactly. It's more about the feeling really than the quality of the when you're just putting things out to people, because I feel like sometimes the quality like makes people feel different things in and of itself anyway. So that's kind of nice, that like raw and homemade feeling. There are some great questions in the chat as well. I didn't get everyone's usernames, but there were some good questions. Someone had asked about the inspiration for Lemon Boy and Sweet Tooth.
Okay, Lemon Boy was like one of those ones, like the exact songs or the albums, I don't know. But I don't know what you're asking about, but Lemon Boy, the album, was like, I just kind of, I'd reached an amount of songs that was good for an album, and I put it together, I guess. And that was like the first album that I like took really seriously, because I was studying music tech at sixth form, and so I was like learning a lot more about how to produce and stuff, and yeah, it felt like very kind of like a momentous occasion to release it. But yeah, Lemon Boy was basically just like inspired by it kind of came from how like everyone has like good and bad parts themselves, I guess, and like learning to like live with that like as a friend, as a companion, and I kind of embodied that as Lemon Boy, is like my sour, nasty person who's like kind of mean, but we have to kind of get along. And then Sweet Tooth I wrote on tour. I remember kind of recording a voice memo for it, like in the front of the bus when we were moving, and like it was like middle of the night. I couldn't sleep because I have like a song in my head, I have to get it out. And I just recorded a voice memo so I could remember it, and yeah, that one was about like a relationship I was in at the time, and it was kind of my first serious relationship, I guess. And so I had obviously like a lot of feelings about that, and I've always been confused about like my identity in that sense, and so I felt like this person was like an exception to me not liking people usually, and so sweet tooth for them. Yeah, sorry, rambling.
No, I like that. I like hearing that, like, you're on the bus in the middle of the night and that's where you wrote the song, you know, and to hear, because then I listen to things differently when I know, like, oh, that's where you were when you thought of it. Then it kind of feels like they're there with you when they listen to it. And someone else in the chat had asked, what song on Man's Best Friend did you enjoy writing the most?
I mean, I gotta say, Idea of Her, which I think is the first track on the EP, is my favorite song that I've maybe ever written. And that usually happens where like the most recent song that you've written is like your favorite, and then you write a new one and then that's your favorite, and so on. But I'm legitimately really proud of this song. And yeah, it's about like a really, it's I wrote it a long time ago, actually, like a few years ago, but it's about like a really important person who was in my life at the time, and I've written a few songs about her, but like every time I write a song about her, it's like I'm really proud of the song. So yeah, I don't know, Idea of Her is, I guess, is my favorite.
I love that. Oh my goodness. Well, chat, also thank you for your great questions. I'm going to let you go ahead and play some songs. And I know after that, you're going to come back and we'll talk a little bit more. But again, thank you so much for coming on the stream. This is so fun. And I'm happy you're here.
Oh, thank you. And thanks for having me here.
Yeah, of course.
I guess I'll play a song. This first song is one that you guys have heard already. It's called Sharpener. Sorry, it's a sad one. Yeah. Sharpener's calling me again, trying to turn it into something I can draw into my skin. Make it a picture that I'll love, instead of something that I wish I could get in the bath and scrub right off. Why am I ashamed to look the way I do? All 'cause an escape to me was just a sharpener to you. Big old pill 2-inch around. There's no copping out this time. Tried my best to get it down. Sometimes seems like I'm still young, looking at the boy across the sink, thinking, what the hell have you just done? Why am I ashamed to look the way I do? All 'cause an escape to me was just a sharpener to you. Why am I afraid of things I let inside my room? Just wanted some company, broke the sharpener in two. You say, why am I like this? You mean, why am I stupid? 'Cause you know you're not trying to fix it. You mean, why am I like this? You say, why am I selfish? Yeah. 'Cause you know, honey, you can't help it. It's like, it's so sweet, like the clapping sound, but also so sad because it's like I want you to be in front of me. I miss you guys so much. But yeah, thank you. This next one is my favorite song that I wrote, Idea of Her. It's in a funky tuning, so give me 1 second. Thank you all for the love. Okay, I have never performed this before, I don't think. Yeah, I have not, so I hope that you like it. Can't get your name past my lips like a slur, and I think I'm in love with the idea of her. Lie in the morning aurora. What time is it in California? Throwing up brains through my mouth, yeah, I'm thinking out loud things we won't talk about. Remember the time that we snuck in her house. They don't want me around, but I can't get your name past my lips like a slur, and I think I'm in love with the idea of her. Cry like an annoying cicada. What time is it in California? GMT -8, and I'm staying up late with your face in my head like a drone. If I don't want anyone, then why do I feel so alone? I'll reach out if you don't, 'cause I can't get your name past my lips like a slur, and I think I'm in love with the idea of her. Lie in the morning aurora. What time is it in California? Can't get your name past my lips like a slur, and I think I'm in love with the idea of her. Cry like an annoying cicada. What time is it in California? Thank you, thank you. Someone said the nose is bleeding. Please go and attend to that issue. Thank you, guys. Oh, sorry, gotta shake it off. Shake it around. Okay, I think I'm doing one more and then having a break from singing for a second. This one you guys know. It's called "You're Gonna Wish You Believed Me." Need to tune back. I got a new guitar. This is a new guitar, so I decided to draw on it. Leave suggestions of what I should draw next on it. Okay, we've got our in tune now. Oops, I don't like that sound. Okay, this is "You're Gonna Wish You Believe Me." You guys know it, sing along. You're gonna wish you believe me. God, I wish I was happy. The fraying threads of recovery, crushing me from above and underneath. You're gonna wish you believed me. Fell asleep in the kitchen, slowly dissolving into my seat. I don't wanna be hungry, but nobody will listen except for the friend I'm imagining, curled up in my laundry. You're gonna wish you believed me. God, I wish I was happy. The fraying threads of recovery, crushing me from above and underneath. You're gonna wish you believed me. I'm sorry for exploding. I said some things I didn't mean, and I don't know what came over me. It's just that I'm really hurting. It's boiling above the sertraline, colliding into the concrete. You're gonna wish you believed me. God, I wish I was happy. The fraying threads of recovery, crushing me from above and underneath. You're gonna wish you believed me. You're gonna wish you believed me. God, I wish I was happy. The fraying threads of recovery, crushing me from above
That was amazing. Thank you so much.
You're no problem. You're welcome.
That last song, You're Gonna Wish You Believe Me, I really, really love that song already. And to hear you perform it live was even better. So I'm very glad that was on the set list.
Thank you so much.
Everyone in the chat loved it, obviously, as well. And also, chat, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in. I wanted to ask you about that song too, though, because like I mentioned earlier, your music sounds really approachable to me, like I'm there with you. But also that song, when I listen to it, on Spotify, obviously, but it sounds very haunting in a good way. And so I would love to know how you approached just making that song and just how it came together.
Yeah, haunting is a good word to describe it. I guess that one kind of came from like a really difficult time that I went through the past year, where like I guess I was struggling with my mental health a bit, and kind of in a place where I was just angry and just like a bad person. And I think that song kind of comes from that person. I really don't relate to that person anymore, which is good. Like, it's nice to listen to the song and be like, I'm better than that now. But yeah, it was just a really difficult time, and I was just kind of blaming people around me for my own mistakes, and kind of, you're gonna wish you believe me is like kind of a threatening thing to say. So yeah, when we did the music video, I wanted it to have a kind of a more lighthearted feel to it, with like the animals and stuff. And like, if anyone hasn't seen it, the basic kind of storyline is me releasing a bunch of stolen animals from a pet shop, which was cool. But yeah, that it came from like a very toxic place, and I guess like any other song, it kind of let something out, and that was like a bad person I was at the time. But it's a cool kind of marker to show that I've kind of recovered from that. Yeah.
How do you feel when you when you have a song in your head and you finally get it out? How does that feel for you afterwards? Are you like, when it's like out there?
Yeah, it's like a sigh of like relief. It's like because there's so many things that I'm sure we all go through that we just kind of you can't rationalize it into words, like problems and stuff, that it's like a jumble in your head, and you just can't make sense of it, and you don't know how to fix it if it's a problem, and you just feel out of control. And writing a song or like creating art or whatever kind of feels like I'm like reclaiming that for myself and taking control of it and making it into like a real thing that I can manipulate and I can make exactly how I want it. And so it kind of brings kind of calm to turbulence, I guess, because like I can like, I'm like, you're mine. I can own this. Can I swear?
Yeah, go for it.
I can own this shit.
Yeah.
And I said shit in the song, so whatever. I think I did. Maybe it's in the next song. But
you can say it as much as you want.
I can, yeah, warning guys, I say a bad word in the next song. Close your ears. But yeah, I can own it and I can make it my own thing, and kind of as a result of that, it helps me to make sense of like the actual whatever's going on in my life. So yeah, it's definitely like a really, really helpful thing for me to write.
I like that. I feel like you're very in touch with yourself, and you can hear that in your lyrics and when in the way you talk about your songwriting process too, as very just kind of like an introspective.
I feel like that's like the only place that I am in control of myself is my music, which is why I've made it a career.
Yeah,
which
that's
is
why it's so good.
Yeah, it worked out well for me. Yeah.
Exactly. There are some other really good questions that I saw floating by in the chat. I don't know if you saw them as well, but someone had asked if you have any tips on how to write songs.
I don't know. It's really different for everyone. That's the thing. So it's hard to kind of simplify it into general tips. But I guess the main thing is don't force it. Like, you might really want to write a song, and like I always want to write a song, but just nothing is in your brain, and that's fine. Just kind of walk away from it and try and do something that might inspire you, like go on a walk or watch something or listen to other people's music. Listening to music is really good at kind of inspiring me to pick up my guitar and stuff. So yeah, just don't force it, let it come naturally, and that's where the best songs always come from, at least in my experience.
Who are some of the people that you're listening to right now? Songs and people in general, favorite artists?
Right now I'm really into the Japanese house, Phoebe Bridgers. I listen to a lot of my friends' music, like Spooky Ghost Boy, he plays in my band. I actually was a massive fan of his back in like 2013, and it's very, very bizarre that he's now one of my closest friends, so that's cool. But yeah, he makes excellent music. Honestly, I'm listening to a lot of my own stuff that I'm producing just because I have to work on it, and I have to kind of, yeah, so that's been most of what's going into my ears is my own stuff. But Alex G, good point. That's like a running, someone in the chat just said Alex G. I just love Alex G. Chloe Moriondo, I love Chloe. Yeah.
Nice. Who are some of your favorite artists of all time? Big question, but it doesn't have to be everyone, but just inspirations. And
I've got to say, like, not just for his music, but Vic Fuentes from Pierce the Veil. When out, it's kind of a, I don't know what you call it, like alternative, like emo band, whatever. I used to listen to them a lot when I was going through it as a teenager, and they really helped me through stuff. And I've had the pleasure of meeting him in like more recent years, and he runs like a charity it's kind of like Make-A-Wish, but just for people with like chronic illnesses to like meet their musician idols or whatever. And I managed to do like a Zoom with somebody, and partially just because his music really helped me out a lot and stood out for me when I was a teenager, but also just because he's just like really wholesome and nice and just doing really nice things. Because so many of my favorite artists like turned out to be like to do awful things, and it's just like, come on, can I just have somebody
unproblematic fave?
Yeah, but he's just vibing, he's just doing nice things and charity stuff and makes really cool music. So I don't really listen to their music a whole lot now, but just like him as an artist plus him as a person makes him one of my favorites.
That's so nice to hear. Oh my goodness. And before I let you go back and continue playing, there was one other chat question that I thought was really nice. Someone had asked what your proudest moment with your music was.
I feel like writing this EP is up there just because of the nightmare of a year we've all had, and just kind of I've spent a lot of time like feeling like I'd lost everything I had, like in the sense of like being able to write music. I felt like I'd lost it, and so it's just kind of a relief to be like, no, I can still do it. I can still make an EP. So I'm pretty proud of this EP. Kind of the craziest day was on my 20th birthday. I was playing a show in New York, quite a big venue at the time, like one of my biggest shows. And I also signed my record deal on that day, so it was a very overwhelming day, but yeah. I was so happy, and I was so genuinely just happy and proud of myself. And I had balloons on stage, and someone gave me a little party hat. And my manager came out with a vegan carrot cake, and everyone sang happy birthday, and I almost cried.
That's so cute.
And my dad was there. He flew out to see me. That was a really cool show.
Yeah.
So that stands out when people ask what's like the best moment. Yeah.
That is a beautiful story. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad to hear that. Yeah, and I was saying this earlier on the show too, but I have so much admiration for anyone that was able to work on a project and put something out given the year that we've had with everything going on. So I'm excited for you, and I'm really excited to hear it too. But I'm going to let you get back into playing, but thank you so much for chatting with me again and coming on the stream.
No problem at all. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Yeah. I've got 2 more songs for you guys. This one is a new one. It's on the EP. It's called Guilty. Little teaser to that from the You're Gonna Wish You Believe Me video, because they ruled me as guilty for releasing animal criminal behavior. Okay, this song is called Guilty, and I'm gonna play it, I think. I just want to get this in tune. This feels like love, but I don't wanna let go. Maybe if I just do what you want, then you'll leave me alone. It feels like you're taking me home, but every other day I see another bone. I hate your guts, but I'll meet you same time, same place tomorrow. Archaeology excavation on my body, and I'm brushing so gently. They're trying to cover up the bones underneath. No matter what I do, I feel guilty. Crossing all my fingers and toes that I don't wake up again in a black hole. She said she would send me back home to decide if I wanna die miserable. Doctor, I'm not doing too well. If this shit was a choice, I wouldn't need your help. I see the world through the eyes of a dog, but I can't see yellow. Archaeology excavation on my body, and I'm brushing so gently. They're trying to cover up the bones underneath. No matter what I do, I feel guilty. Best friends on first name terms with God. I thought I could fake it brushing so gently. They're trying to cover up the bones underneath. No matter what I do, I feel guilty. No matter what I do, I feel guilty. Thank you so very much. Yeah, new song Guilty out tomorrow with my EP, Man's Best Friend. Did you see how I put the words Man's Best Friend in it? It's like when you watch a movie or something and they say the name of the movie in the movie and you're like, there it is. The last song I have for you is an older one called Juliet. I really like it so much. It's another one of my favorites that I've written that's kind of stood the test of time in terms of favoritism, because it's easy to get tired of my own songs, but I like this one, so have fun. To cry, but I can't get anything out of my eyes or my head. Did I die? I need to run, but I can't get out of bed for anyone, not for you, hon. Sour boy is a pain. I wanna shoot him in the brain, but I'd miss him in the morning. It really hurts when I need to so bad, but I can't see her. My Juliet, my special girl. To understand when I can power through, and when I need some help from you, when I should stand my ground, and when I need to just sit down. Sometimes I act like I know, but I'm really just a kid with two corks in his eyes and a bully in his hat. I wanna make a color that no one else has seen before. I wanna be so much more. I hope that she looks at me and thinks, shit, he is so pretty. Something I can't believe. But I need to understand when I can power through, and when I need some help from you, when I should stand my ground, and when I need to just sit down. Sometimes I act like I know, but I'm really just a kid with two corks in his eyes and a bully in his head. Sometimes I act like I know, but I'm really just a kid with two corks in his eyes and
thank you so much again for coming on and playing for us. Everyone loved it, and I really, really enjoyed that too.
No worries at all. Thank you so much for having me.
This has been so great. And before you go, I would just love to hear from you. Well, please let everyone know who doesn't know who you are, about your project coming out tomorrow. But do you have any touring plans for the next year now that things are kind of opening up and going back to normal that you could tell us about?
I do. I don't have it memorized, but you could look on my Instagram probably for information regarding it.
Perfect.
At Lemon Socks, or on my Twitter at Cavetown. I am hoping to tour later this year and do some festivals and stuff, provided everything goes well. Fingers crossed, everybody. But I have a project coming out tomorrow called Man's Best Friend. It's an EP. It's 5 songs, maybe 6 songs. I forget. 7 songs, and I'm really proud of it. And so yeah, please do listen to it. I hope that you like it. It'll be everywhere tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us on stream. This has truly been just such a lovely experience.
Of course, yeah. It's been a pleasure working with you.
Thank you so much, and have a good rest of your night/day.
Thank you.
And congrats on the project.
Thanks.
Of course. Well, that was wonderful chat. Thank you all so much to everyone who has been watching. We're going to go to a quick ad once again. But again, if you're subscribed like Anxiety at the Coffee Shop, you will not be seeing an ad right now.
And make sure you don't leave the stream when we go to the ad, because we're going to raid another channel coming up. So we want to make sure we bring as many people on that raid with us.
Yeah, so do not leave yet. And also, while you all are here and on your phone/computer/devices, feel free to join our Discord that we